Hey everybody, this is Dr. LaDre Weathers with your Better Life Coach. Oh, it's been a long week. Hope that your week is continuing to be successful just like mine is. I definitely want to jump on and get you the blurb for the week. A little behind, but still want to get this blurb to you. Hopefully you'll find some enjoyment and find some betterment, some encouragement, and best of all, even a little bit of challenge to it. Because when I get done today, some people will not like me today, but such is life. It comes with the territory. So definitely jump on. I'll give people a few minutes to come meet us and come enjoy with us, because I'm gonna make some enemies today. If you've been paying attention, as of late, I've been in a series called Hurtful Truths, and part 1 was for entrepreneurs. Part 2 was for millennials. Today we're going to do part 3, and part 3 is for non-millennials. I know that's a broad category, but it's for non-millennials. So jump on. We'll get started in about 60 seconds. I definitely want to invite you on. Feel free to invite somebody else on, because it's just some good information. Just some good information. So I'll invite a few more people on real quick. Just a few more people and we'll get started. Again, invite somebody on. Invite somebody on. I got a couple people on. Give me a second. I'll at least acknowledge you before I get started, and I'll be done. Just give me about 4, maybe 5 minutes of your time, and then I'll be done. All right. Hey, Fahim. Good to see you, family. Been a minute since we talked. Joshua, good to see you, brother. Lee Ward, fitness guru. Yeah, good to see you, brother. My niece Brittany's on. Good to see you as well. Like I said, some folks won't like me after this, but it's okay. It's definitely okay. So let's get started. Like I said, I'm in the series. Today is the conclusion of the series, Hurtful Truths, because sometimes you just must have a come to Jesus meeting, so to speak, with people, because we need it. We just need it. It is what it is. So part 1 of Hurtful Truths, we talked to entrepreneurs. There are some things that entrepreneurs say that are just a little crazy, but they say them for different reasons. So we talked about that. Then we came back and we had a chance to affirm our millennials a little bit, because they really are not as bad as some people want to say they are. But then today I get a chance to talk to grown folks, non-millennials, because, hey, Brittany, good to see you. The truth of the matter is, oh my God, the truth of the matter is this. Our millennials, the current crop of millennials we have, let me back up. I told the millennials that they've got to remember that we've been millennials too. So the generation in front of them, they've got to remember and understand that, hey, we've been millennials too. So here's my message to the current grown folks, the non-millennials. I got some bad news for you. We created the current millennials. I taught high school for 7 years. We created the current millennials. And I look back over some of the kids that I encountered over my years, especially the kids that I looped with. I had them for 1 year, then had them again the following year. And it was not always easy to check them. It was not always easy to call them on their stuff, especially when their stuff was your stuff. You know, it's kind of hard to call somebody who's arrogant when you're arrogant. It's hard to call somebody on being a liar when you are a chronic liar. But the bad news, and y'all won't like me for this, but it's okay, is we are the reason the millennials are like they are. Either two things have occurred. Number one, they utterly hate everything we represent and they want to be the opposite of us. Or number two, the millennials don't respect us because we have presented this, I got it all together. We presented this, I've never done anything wrong facade to them. And a lot of times I find out that it really is both. One of the things that caused me to be schooled at when I was a teacher is my kids respected the fact that I just told the whole truth as it was, but I also was very transparent with them as I could. And here I am 7 years later. I still have most of my kids around me. I still have most of my kids with me. So sometimes as non-millennials, we just got to accept the fact that we had a hand in creating the current millennials. Why? Because we helped them be entitled. We helped them to not be accountable. We helped them to always want to be victims. We helped them to have limited work ethic. We had a hand in all of that. Now, contrary to popular opinion, it didn't happen on their own. They didn't wake up one morning, boom. But a lot of times we as non-millennials, we were so busy chasing the dollar. We were so busy chasing success. We were so busy chasing things that we didn't sit long enough to see what was really going on with our kids. We didn't really sit long enough to see what was going on with our nieces, our nephews, our cousins. And I'm just sorry. The truth is the truth anyhow. We have a hand to play. We have a hand to play in what's going on with the current millennials. And feel free to leave your comments on the side. I see some already there. Because we just got to accept the fact that we played a part in it. Brittany said the examples didn't match the words for something. Yeah, that's what I meant, Brittany. That's what I said. You know, one, the millennials don't respect us because we pretend like we've never done anything. Or the other thing is, they don't want anything to do with us because we were so busy chasing stuff. We were so busy chasing status. We were so busy chasing things, and we didn't really pay any attention to them. It is what it is. So we as non-millennials have got to go back, and we've got to help and be part of the solution. You know, one of the reasons they felt that a lot of millennials feel so entitled is because we made them entitled. We gave them everything around. We made sure that they didn't want for nothing, and so now they expect that to continue. But they soon find out in the real world that does not work. You know, a lot of times the lack of accountability, you know why they get there like that? Because we didn't have accountability as grown folks. You know, they saw us do everything that we did. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. And somewhere along the line, we weren't accountable. So how can we expect them to not do as we do, but do as we say? Joshua said, if you keep trying to show them the right path and they keep doing the complete opposite, then what do? Well, Joshua, that's why as grown folks, you let grown folks be grown and you accept the decision they made. But a lot of times with our millennials, our 16 to 25 year category, maybe 16 to 8 to 28 category, they're simply doing what we told them, what we taught them, because you can't just say, you got to also follow it up with some action. So yeah, they're going to do what they're going to do, but still they've learned some of these things from us. This victimhood, they've learned from us. Because when something happens in our finances, we always say it's their fault that the bills aren't paid. It's their fault. We don't take ownership. And they learn that from us. And then we have nerve to be mad. We have nerve to look down at them. We have nerve to wag our finger at them. But a lot of times they are really doing what they saw us do. And here's what really drives me nuts. As a teacher, I found out that 80% of what we do is based upon what we see. It's not based upon what we hear. It's based upon what we see. So if our millennials saw us be lazy, we can't be mad because they were lazy. If millennials saw us grind, I mean, like really grind it out and really put the work in, then we got a right to be a little mad when they're not doing right. But sometimes we were so busy grinding that we did not check them and hold them accountable. We didn't set them on the right path, maybe with household chores, maybe with just doing things consistently, you know? A lot of times people talk about their work ethic. Well, think about 18. I remember when I was 14, I had my first job. It's just me. And I got fired because, okay, so I was the lawn maintenance engineer. I was responsible for maintaining the lawn and the landscape at Illinois Service Federal, you know? Yeah, and I went to sleep one day. I was out there watering the grass. I'd set it up, and you know, it's supposed to be on like for 10, 15 minutes in each section. And I set the thing up to water, and I've been in that hot sun for 3, 4 hours. I fell asleep at 14. I got fired, you know. But that's not because I didn't have a work ethic. I mean, I was hot. But sometimes our millennials, they learned their lack of work ethic from us. I saw my parents work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 all my life. So I don't know how to sit at home and just work one and come home and twiddle my thumbs after a couple hours. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I've been in trouble in every relationship I've ever had because I don't know how to go to work, come home, and sit there and watch TV for 3 hours. I don't know how to do that. So that's my point today. I want to encourage us as non-millennials. When you have millennials around you, let's treat them like they're grown. Let's admit when we've not put the time in. Let's admit when we've not put the effort in. Let's also admit that, you know, we didn't call them on their stuff enough. It just is what it is. But we can help our millennials if we really want to. All right, I'm done. That's my soapbox for today. Hey, Carlton, good to see you, brother. Joshua said 12 and 9-year-olds can understand simple words such as do not go wrong. You damn right they can. But what consequences are there for them? One of the things that messed our millennials up is that they've been told one thing, but they see something else, you know? And sometimes, Joshua, we just have to tell them one thing and do one thing. So maybe some consequences have to be put in place, or maybe you need to change your work stuff so that you can go home and that you all can help to retrain them so that they develop those habits. My wealth mentor, Mr. Darnell Self, said it best. He says, you must be intentional until it becomes habitual. So intentionally set certain things up. Man, I'm not changing the batteries. The department people gonna come get them. I ain't changing the battery, but I'll deal with the battery. Thank you. But be intentional until it becomes habitual. Help them literally develop those habits that you want to see so they can do a little bit better. All right. Hopefully that'll help. We can talk a little bit more about that later. Anybody else with questions and comments? So good to see y'all. Thank y'all for jumping on. Well, listen, now I'm going to jump off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's just be mindful that our millennials, truth be told, are just like we were. Somebody said there's nothing new under the sun. And when we were millennials, we did some of the same crap they did. So don't be ashamed to tell them. You'll gain their respect more when you tell them. Don't pretend like you've never done anything wrong. Don't pretend like you, like you're God's gift to goodness and righteousness. No. Show them what you did wrong. Tell them what you did wrong. And they, a lot of times, will avoid some of the stuff. Now, here's the thing. I know I said I was going to go. They will not avoid everything wrong. They cannot, because it's called life. But some things they can avoid if we tell them. You know, last story I'll tell you. There was a gentleman driving up through a country road, kind of in the wilderness in the mountains, and something happened, and he went off the road because then he looked up and found out that the bridge was out. Nobody warned him. He walked off the road a little bit trying to get some help, and somebody came speeding down the highway with his arm in a sling and blood everywhere because he made a sling out of his shirt. He told the guy, no, don't keep going, because the bridge is out. Like, I'm living proof. The guy said, man, I come this way all the time. Man, that bridge is fine. Guy runs down the road, same thing happens to him. I don't want that second guy to be our millennials. I don't want that second guy to be the generation behind us. We need to tell them, and we need to show them at the same time. All right? I'm done, y'all. Thanks for jumping on. Just remember that when life is pretty good, a better life is best. Check us out on our Facebook page. Got some new announcements coming and some other videos on the YouTube page as well. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great one. Bye-bye.